that's that money talk. That's that money talk. Got a lot of fans, a lot of haters, we just let them talk. Cause them never faces to the paper. What you talking about? The earth will really shaking with this craters that we throwing out, yeah. Came up in the game and gave him mouth to mouth.
Say some more. You got Titty Freedom Homes. Block his number. You need me. I will epic kill him. I promise.
What is up, you guys? It's your boy T-Rez back with another video. And today we are talking about Spider-Man Far, Far From Home. So if you're down with that, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn the notification on, because you know we like to keep that night game strong. So let's get right into it. And I know I don't usually do these videos, so if you want more of these movie reviews, just tell me. Just tell me and I'll do them. And before I do that though, spoiler alert, disclaimer, there will be spoilers in this video. So if you haven't seen the movie, go see the movie. I really recommend it. Go see the movie. And, you know, unless you want to see spoilers, then just keep watching. You know, I'm not going to stop you from watching. Everybody can keep watching if they want to. So, but I really recommend you see the movie. But if you're wondering why I'm keeping my arms like this, it's because I got 2 shots today, and my arms really hurt. So, you know, they feel comfortable like this, and if I'm moving them, they kind of hurt. So I'm gonna stay like this. And so, yeah, so let's get right into it. Spider-Man Far, Far From Home. And Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, by the way. So, let's get right into it. I think Spider-Man Far, Far From Home was a beautiful movie. It was a great movie. I loved it. It was just, everything from the plot to, you know, just the action, the action scenes, and, you know, the romance scenes, everything. I loved it all. Everything. The comedy, everything was so funny. Everything was so good. Not funny. Everything was so good. So, you know, basically, Spider-Man Far, Far From Home, you know, if you saw the movie, it's about Peter Parker, and he's struggling. You know, the Shield, or Nick Fury, wants him to become, you know, the Tony Stark of the industry. It starts off from Tony Stark dying, which is what I love. That is beautiful to me, because it's continuation, and it's not retelling a story that we've already seen 2, 3, 4 times already with Mr. Maguire and Andrew Garfield. It's not that same story. It's a different story. So that's what I love about it. So yeah, we go from Tony Stark dying, and Peter Parker's going on this trip, and like I said, Nick Fury wants him to become the next Tony Stark, and Tony Stark even predicted that he would be. He left him some glasses named Edith. We learned that Edith meant even dead, I'm still the hero, I think. Or I'm the hero, even dead, I'm the hero. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. Even dead, I'm the hero. So, you know, that was pretty funny. So it was set up, you know, because he thought he was gonna die doing saving the world in Avengers Endgame. And indeed he did. And so but we learned that he wouldn't have done that unless he thought there was somebody that was capable of taking his spot, in which he thought was Spider-Man. That's why he left him with glasses. So Spider-Man, he gets these glasses, and he's like, I'm not ready for his responsibility, you know, because he's on this school trip, and he wants to spend time with his friends, and he has this whole plan to tell Mary Jane he likes her, but he doesn't have the time, just because of this stupid elemental monster that keeps getting in the way. And so he gives up, and he's like, there's this superhero named Mysterio, and he's like, you look like a guy, Tony Stark would have trusted you with this. And so he gives him the glasses, and let me tell you, when he put those glasses on, he looked just like Tony Stark. It made us trust him. Because he looked just like Tony Stark. But nonetheless, we learned that, of course, he was the villain. He was the bad guy. You know, sweet faces don't always mean sweet people, okay? So we learned that he was the bad guy, and we learned that he was creating this chaos, these monsters with drones, just to make himself look like a hero. And during one of the fights, Spider-Man was fighting. He tried to save his best friend and his girlfriend and his best friend's girlfriend Betty, but there was a force field around the Ferris wheel, and he thought, and the crowd thought like it was a web shooter that came off, but even Mary Jane thought that because she was there and she picked it up, and because she was trying to figure out who Spider-Man was, and so yeah, but instead it was a projector from like these drones, and so we learned that he was creating this whole Mysterio was creating this whole chaos because he had these drones that were projecting a monster, and they were creating damage, but it was just an illusion. And so, after we learned that everyone's in danger. Spider-Man, his friends, everyone's in danger because now they know, and Mysterio knows they know. So Mysterio, he's now about to go after Peter Parker and his friends. So first, he starts off with Peter Parker. Peter Parker, I believe they're in Prague when this happens. Or no, he goes to Germany. He actually goes to Germany, and he's with Nick Fury, and they go in a building, and we began to see just how dangerous this Mysterio is because the illusion was so crazy. Spider-Man couldn't do anything just because he couldn't tell what was real and what was fake, and he didn't have his Peter tingle. Y'all get that if y'all watch the movie. He didn't feel his Peter tingle because of his self-confidence, and he was just, it was terrible. And then at the end of that scene, he got ran over by a train. It just hurt my heart just because, oh my gosh, that hurt my heart. It was a great scene. It just hurt my heart. And but we saw how dangerous that was just because of the illusion. We couldn't tell what was real. We couldn't tell what was fake. And he was getting to Spider-Man's head, and Spider-Man, he just couldn't do anything. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not good. And so, we get into the later into the movie, and Spider-Man, he starts to accept his responsibility after he gets into a Netherlands jail. And he's like, everybody's so sweet, and I was like, everybody's so sweet, that seems like an illusion to me, but it wasn't an illusion, and that just proves my point, like how we thought everything was fake. And so but yeah, so he gets to the Netherlands, he gets in touch with Tony Stark's friend, and he brings the jet, and Spider-Man gets on the jet, and we get to see like Spider-Man, he resembles Tony Stark so much because he's so smart, and he starts using the technology. It just reminds us of like Iron Man and like the first Iron Man movies, and it was so cool to see that. And he was creating his suit, and it was amazing. And so yeah, he creates his suit, and they're going to England, I believe, London, England. They're going to London, England, and Mysterio has this big plan to combine all the elementals and create this huge chaos, but in the process, he's going to kill Peter's friends as well. So Peter, he has to save London, but at the same time, he also has to save his friends. So he has a double job to do, double work. And so, he gets there, he hops off the jet. He had this little Spider-Man parachute. It was kind of cool. I liked how it looked. But yeah, he gets there. He realized what he has to do, because he said, once I get inside and once I realize it's an illusion, it's all easy. And so he does that, and he starts just webbing everything together, and ultimately he destroys the illusion. He destroys the illusion almost. And so after he destroys the illusion, he's like, okay, that was easy. But then Mysterio finds out that it's him, so the drones, they stopped doing the illusion by themselves, and then they start attacking Peter. It's 1,000 drones at least attacking Peter, and he's just like, oh my gosh, I can't catch a break. And then later in the fight, this is when like everything is going bad. It seems like Peter's gonna win this easy, but then everything's going bad. His friends are stuck in a museum with the drones closing in on them, and Peter, he lost his web shooters. He ran out of webs, and so, or I think he ran out of webs and won. I think, Or no, I think he ran out of webs in both. And so he runs out of webs, and he has to find a creative way to get to Mysterio, because he knows where Mysterio is. He just can't get to him. And so ultimately, because he's so smart, he finds out how to get to Mysterio finally. And when he gets to him, Mysterio tries to create the whole illusion, and when he creates that illusion, Peter, he's like, I got this. It's an illusion. And he just destroys the drones. And then eventually, one of the drones shoot Mysterio in the leg or in the stomach, one of those places. And that's important. So they shoot Mysterio, and then he finally gets rid of the drones. And then once he gets rid of the drones, he's approaching Mysterio, and he's like, just hand over the glasses. And when it seems like Mysterio is handing over the glasses, he's actually about to shoot Peter in the head. And that's when Peter Tingle comes in and saves him. He was about to shoot him in the head, and right before Peter saves himself and moves his hand and, basically takes the glasses, and Mysterio begins to die. And, Spider-Man doesn't kill people, just so y'all know. So, Spider-Man didn't kill Mysterio. Mysterio died because of his own drone. It accidentally got turned and shot him. So, that's how he died. Spider-Man doesn't kill people. And then we saw later that, he saved the day, and he got to MJ. Everybody was safe. He pledged his love for MJ. And then after that, we saw, Mysterio's one of his sidekicks. He downloaded all the stuff that was saved to make the drones, and he took it. So we don't actually know what that means, and we don't know what that's going to become, because, there were two end scenes, and out of both of them, neither of them showed that. Neither of them showed what was going to happen to that. The first end scene, we saw that, I believe he downloaded the footage from the drones. I think that's what happened. He downloaded the footage from the drones, so we did happen. In the first end scene, he downloaded the footage from the drones, and he edited the video to seem like Peter Parker was the bad guy, and he released these drones to kill everyone. And so now everybody knows who Peter Parker is, because he put up his picture and said his real name. And now everyone thinks Spider-Man is a villain. And Peter Parker, they think he's a villain because he edited the video. And, right before Mysterio died, he said, anybody believes anything. And, this is just proof. And so that's what we saw. And so that's what we're going to see in the next video. Like, what's going to happen to Peter now that everybody thinks he's a villain? And that was so crazy. But the second end scene, we just saw that it wasn't really Nick Fury who was directing Peter. It was actually one of the main aliens from the Endgame and from Captain Marvel. Nick Fury was actually on, they can shapeshift. So Nick Fury was actually on vacation. And, that's basically all we saw in that end scene. So, Nick Fury's about to come back down to Earth and get off vacation. But, that's basically what happened in the movie. Like I said, it was a good movie. I loved it. And I can't wait for Spider-Man 3. I know Spider-Man 2 just came out, but I can't wait for Spider-Man 3. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, make sure you smash that like button. I know it's kind of soft, but I literally can't do it as hard as I want to. But make sure you subscribe, comment, and share with everybody, and I'll see you for another one. So, peace.
You can't do me. You can't do me. What you to me? You nothing to me. Y'all some groupie. I'm too bougie. Y'all shacked up with these rappers like some roomies.